Hello, fellow gamers. VB Ranger 01 back. It's been a long time, so I apologize for the long delay. But again, I do these videos just for fun when I get a chance, and I've been quite busy lately. So, messing around with the new release of the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It's come to the PlayStation, and this is just a little free flight that I did as an experiment. It's very local to where I am. This area is very close, and I wanted to get up in the air and kind of see how the detail is. I played the flight sim when it first came out way back in the I think it was in the 90s. Their first ones on the PC, and my father and I played these and really enjoyed them. It was a lot of fun. But the over time they got more intricate, and the computers I had couldn't keep up with them. I played some of their combat flight simulators and really enjoyed those. That was a lot of fun. They had three of them. The first two were great, and the third one they changed the style a little bit, made it more like a comic style, but the story was still good and the flight was still good. But again, at that point, my computers couldn't keep up, and then by then I was going off to, time in the military and some other things, so I kind of fell away from playing it. I got kind of back into gaming via consoles, and I was excited when I heard that Microsoft was going to be bringing this to PlayStation 5, because I'm a PS5 guy, or a PlayStation guy. I haven't really been into Xbox, and I know it's been on Xbox for a while, and I know obviously it's been on computers, but when I heard it was coming to the PlayStation, I was really excited about that. So I just got it, started it up. I've been working on the progress for my personal pilot's license, but this is just a free flight I thought I'd take, again, just to kind of check out all the detail here. And I was trying to get this set up so it was daytime, and I messed up, obviously. So we're flying, I think, in the early hours of the morning. But you can see the area, and if you know the area at all, this is the detail is pretty amazing. There's things, those bright lights off in the distance just to the left of my control is actually a state park in our area. It is not lit up like that, so there's certain things that are not exactly on, and when we get closer to it, I'll explain some other things about that. But beyond it is Lake Michigan, so there's a little hint at the area we're in in the Midwest. So I'm actually taking off from an airport, and I live in this region, not directly in this spot, but this is fairly close to me. It's an extremely popular area for our region, and I actually work very close to this area, so this is why I wanted to get up here, because I have a lot of experience in the area, driving to and from, and I know a lot of these landmarks, and it was neat to get up in the air, even with it just lit up at night, and seeing some of these features that I'm very familiar with in real life, and seeing how it compares on the simulator here. So yeah, as we get closer, again, that brighter spot is moved over to the right side of the frame, and that again is a state park. We're actually headed out toward a pier head that is in the area, and we're to the left side is an inland lake, very large flooded river mouth inland lake. Fished on it several times, worked directly on it. Right passing underneath my controller right now is actually where Coast Guard station used to be. The building is still there, but the Coast Guard is getting rid of it, and I actually worked there when I was in the service, and I did a lot of fishing on that inland lake in my off time when I was on duty. So as we bank around, you're going to see the park again, that lower right portion is actually the entrance to a campground that's there. You can't see, obviously, like, I'm sure there's licensing issues and stuff like that that they have to be wary of, but the mapping is accurate. It's just that the details aren't quite the same. So we're going to be swinging out. I'm going to try and get down and actually land in here, and point some of this stuff out. But right now, I was up a little too high, so and I'm using the powered parachute, and it's kind of an inside joke for the people that work at that park, because the airport that I actually took off from at the beginning of this video, during the summer, actually there's quite a few. I don't know if they're just powered parachute enthusiasts or if there's a company that does. I've never looked into it myself. If there's a company that does, rentals for people to come up and use these things. I don't know how much experience you actually have to have for this. So it might be those, just folks renting it. But they come over the park all the time. So anybody that works there knows that, and they're kind of annoyed by them. Here I am trying to get down quickly. And I'm kind of worried I'm going to crash here, but somehow I got through it all. There is a building at the park that looks kind of like that, but not exactly. It's very similar, but there's the beach building. It's got a couple of sets of bathrooms. That would be the back end of the campground that I was talking about before. It's got a concession area, and it's got like a shelter area in the back for people to actually rent and hang out there. So here I am, back out over the lake, trying to get myself swung around so I can try and land. And I'm going to come really close to this building, and I can assure you, having been there several times, the building does not look like that. But I'm swinging out. This is where the large parking area of the park would be. There are no lights in it. This little hump of land right there is a small dune, and that depression in between that and this dune is actually the drive that you drive into the big parking lot on. The dune I'm over now is actually separates the campground on the right, and that's the campground toilet and shower building. So it's again, it's considering that they can't intrude on licensing and stuff like that. There's far too much stuff out there that even Microsoft probably wouldn't want to have to pay to get all that kind of detail in there. But it's surprisingly good. I'm shocked by it. I've spent a lot of time in this area, and it's kind of surprising. And you can actually see they've got cars in that lot, which is not uncommon. This park is very popular even in the off season when it's cold and frozen. People still come out here to that park and hang out and watch the lakes. So here we go. We're going to try and land now. See if I can pull this off without killing myself. Considering that I made the video, you can probably make a pretty safe bet that I did not. I made it down pretty safely. So, and then as soon as I hit the ground, I had to struggle and remember what the brake was, so I wouldn't go careening off into the channel between the inland lake and the Great Lake. So, and I managed it. So I'm down on the ground. Basically what I'm doing is I'm facing out the exit of the park. That would be the channel. That would be where where the cabins for the state park are actually located when I look to the left. So now it's time to get airborne again and get the heck out of here. See if I can get myself back over to the airport without obliterating my powered parachute here. So yeah, it's neat. It's a fun thing to do, and there's so many aircraft even in the basic mode that you can mess around with. And like I said, it was kind of an inside joke for me, and if there's any of the people that work there and see this video, they'll get it. But yeah, there's a ton of planes, different types, and it's a lot of fun. Even though I haven't completed all the stuff for the personal pilot's license, You can get up there, set in a fairly easy mode, and still enjoy it. And obviously, it's got some forgiveness. And I'm gonna interrupt myself here. That just to the left of where we are, and then I messed up with my camera. But all that to the left, that's the actual another actual campground of that state park. They call it the Overflow. The locals know it as the Overflow because apparently when that park was first in service, the only camping was down in the beach, and then several years later they acquired that land and made another campground, and the locals refer to it as the Overflow campground because everybody wants to stay at the beach, and if you couldn't get a site at the beach, then you ended up at the Overflow. So it is, as I'm sitting here watching this, reviewing it, it's kind of cool. You could see vehicles driving around. Like if you look off to the right of my strut there's a couple of headlights. And I did adjust it so that it's clear skies and the weather is nice, but it actually, you can have it in a live mode and it will give you the current weather. So if I had got this done in the daytime, it's all covered in snow right now, and you would see that all the snow would be on the ground. And if I didn't adjust the weather, it would be cloudy and or foggy or whatever the situation might be. So it's really neat. It's impressive the amount of detail they put into this. And it runs well on the PS5. That was one thing I was worried about. I don't have a PS5 Pro. I've got one of the original PS5s that came out because my wife is very good to me and she got it for me for Christmas that first year. But it runs great. There's a little bit of choppiness, especially if you're on an internet service provider and you've got a lot of people, using the same stuff in your home. My kids have consoles. We don't have, cable television. We stream most of our stuff, so we put a heavy load on the internet that we use. But even with that, at this time, it was a busy time in the house, and it's still functioning really well. So, yeah, I'm impressed with it. I like it. I would recommend it if you like flight sims at all. This is kind of the benchmark. It has been in the industry for quite some time. And the translation to the PS platform is it's impressed me. I'm glad I got it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'll probably make some more videos with it from time to time. I'm also waiting for some other games to come out. They're also talking about making this VR compatible in 2026, and it sounds the talk is that it's going to happen sooner in 2026 than later, which I'm excited about because I asked Santa Claus for PSVR 2 this year, and I'm hoping to get that. And if that's the case, I'm going to try and make some PSVR flight simulator videos, so you guys can look forward to that. And I'm down on the ground. That's great. And I'm applying the brake, but not too much because I don't want to stop. I got to taxi over to the building here, the hangar, and I want to follow the video all the way to that point because it's kind of neat when you get around here, and if there's anybody again that knows the area that I'm in and drives by this area at all, the buildings are accurate. the buildings that they have projected here are the ones that are at this airport, and this airport is actually no longer a regular airport. It used to be like a small local airport, but they've shut it down because there's a number of small airports in the area, so it wasn't very well used. Again, the power parachute guys use it in the summer, and I think some RC people come out here, but for the most part, the actual flight of planes is kind of ceased out here. So that's the only difference. Okay, swing out here, get myself set, face that building, and yeah, hit the brake. There we go. We're all done. So I'm going to pop out and so you can see my powered parachute, and then probably going to wrap it up. So hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I'm sorry I don't do these things very often, but glad you guys are checking it out. And yeah, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Can't promise there'll be a ton, but I'll do them when I can. And I'm getting along in the tooth, so maybe after I retire, I'll do a lot more of them. So it's been fun. Until next time, VB Ranger 01, I'm out. Enjoy.